This team is so new, they don't even have a name.
Utah
HC. Now,
That was disgusting.
Utah.
You should have just talked to on that, Mike.
Utah Tua. That actually kind of works. It's weird.
cool June. That's a very cool comment.
I liked it, Jesse. Don't listen to him.
No, I was mocking the.
No, that was authentic.
The Arizona.
Adam, talk to us.
The Arizona Coyotes finished 7th in the division last year. And in the conference, not much better, as you would imagine. They just finished they finished 13th ahead of great franchises like the Ducks, the Blackhawks, and the Sharks. Those unbeatable Ducks, Blackhawks, Sharks. The thing is, they're not the Arizona Coyotes anymore. They're not owned by the ownership group that happens to put the head of marketing as the owner's son and weird hype videos and all the weird crap that went along with this franchise. It's been a cursed franchise.
Let's just call him what it is. The monorail guy from The Simpsons.
Absolutely.
He's gone now.
Absolutely. And he is gone. And they've got a great owner and a lot of new faces.
He's off to Brockton, Ogdenville.
And North Havenbrook, and by gum, I put them on the map.
We couldn't move past that.
Yeah, and it's just a bunch of wooden arenas.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sergachev.
Yes, big deal.
Dursey.
Still there.
Marino.
Big deal.
Big deal, right? And you've got some, listen, it's not the strongest group up front, but you still have Keller. Barrett Hayton's going to take a step. Nick Schmaltz, Lawson Krause, Logan Cooley.
Well, you have the daily face-off lineup up there,
Yeah.
right? And
Dylan Genther.
who's on the fourth line?
Jack McBain, Kevin Stenlund, and Alex Kerfoot.
Alex Kerfoot.
What a surprise.
Kerfoot had over 40 points last year, though.
Yeah.
So, I don't think there's a chance that happens.
Well, yeah, I'm not looking at it so much as like a. First off, if Alex Kerfoot's getting 40 points on your team might be thin.
He got 40
Somebody's
points
got to score the points. It's like, dude, well, who's that Ottawa Senators player the other year that the Leafs got him and then they lost him to waivers immediately. He was a winger and he was like, he scored like 20 goals and everybody's like, yeah, ignore that guy. He's not that good.
Oh, Ryan Dzingel.
Yeah. There is a thing with teams where it's like, you got to sometimes be careful with some of the scoring because somebody's got to take the power play time.
Michael Carcone. Had 21 goals for Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
So
he was on fire for a stretch there.
Dude, it was crazy. There was a month where he was like the best goal scorer in hockey.
He was one of the best fantasy players you could have.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. So they're going to have to make do without him. I love their goaltending tandem. Connor Ingram, Karel Vejmelka, who wasn't very good last year.
You've been a big Karel Vejmelka truther for a while.
Both of them. They're both really good goalies. But a porous D. Then you add John Marino and Mikhail Sergachev to it. Oh, some teams, they'll add to their depth. Getting a guy like Sergachev adds to everything. It adds to high-end talent, and it pushes everyone else down. Mm-hmm. Awesome. So they should be, in an ideal world, to them, I'm sure this is how they're planning the season, hard to score on. So it's going to be up to the guys up front. Do they have high-end talent up front? No. Not outside of Clayton Keller. How can you get high-end talent? Well, you throw in some young guys and hopefully they flourish. Do you have those guys? Yes.
You do.
Actually.
Logan Cooley.
He needs to take a step. Dylan Genther needs to take a step. Josh Doan, who you only had, I think, at the end of last year, needs to take a step. A lot of young guys need to step up for the Coyotes if they're going to be noticeable. This year, I call them the Coyotes. Shoot, they gotta be noticeable for Utah. If Utah is going to be noticeable, it's just such a tough division.
Yep,
really, really hard.
Well, one guy I wanted to spotlight for you guys was Matthias Maselli.
Yes.
Who has had a really low-key, really good career. Last couple of years, 49 points and 57 points. Last year, fun fact, he got a Lady Byng vote.
I believe it. That's someone who's like, I watched all of the games.
Yeah.
I think you watched
I
all
was
the
at
games,
Mullet.
but I really did. I really did.
There's a guy that you go, no one outside of the market's talking about him, but there's a guy who 3 goals shy of 20. If he can pop that up to 22, 23, maybe 5, 10 more assists, that's all of a sudden you were like, whoa, that's a player.
They could potentially be the team this year that everyone goes, I didn't know so-and-so was this good.
Yeah.
If you want to be the so fucking smart guy in your fantasy team, get you some guys on the Hicks. Get you some guys on the Utah HC.
Jesse, what do you think? What stands out to you about Utah HC in their first?
I think just the accumulation of young guys that could be something is just it's spectacular. It's Genther, like you mentioned, Josh Doan, Logan Cooley, Barrett Hayton's still 24, and then you got like the older guys like Keller and Lawson Krause. It's just like all of those guys could be significant pieces in the league, and I think they're going to be good for quite a few years down the road. I don't know about this season. I'm pretty down on them for this season just because of how young their core is and how little they've really done. And like, okay, your upgrade is Sergachev, and that's kind of it. Like that's your big addition.
Yeah.
And everybody else is just supposed to take another step as a young talent. And like that happens. I'm just in the, okay, let's give these guys time to cook. And this year you're still coming off of a team that finished, Adam, you talked about it, 7th in the division, bottom of league standings. And if this team was still in Arizona, I think the conversation around it's a little different.
Yep.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's better vibes in Utah. Everybody's kind of comfy there, but it's still the same core of players. So I don't expect them to take a big jump here.
The biggest wrench in the system here is I think they'll be the most fidgety team. New ownership. It's funny. They didn't have a very active offseason.
No.
Like they exploded where they were the noisiest team in the league for like 2 days, and then they just went away. I think they could be really active on the waiver wire. I think they can make a bunch of pre-Christmas moves that may change how we look at them, but they haven't done those yet.
I was going into this offseason after everything that happened in Arizona broke and everything went into July 1st. And you hear about names like Stamkos that are out there. I expected that. I expected, oh, you're going to go steal Mitch Marner from the Leafs for this giant move, because you have so many assets that you've accumulated for all these years and you've never spent them because you had your internal floor where you're trying to spend under the salary cap, And I expected them, new owner syndrome, to go in there, dump everything into the market and come back, just replenish brand new team. They didn't do that. And I expect them to take a year now. I guess the Smith Group is much more conservative than I thought. And they're going to take their year, slowly move into this thing, and hopefully build a contender for a long time. And I think that's coming because of the young talent. It's just not there yet.
What day is this video supposed to go up?
End of September.
End of September? Yeah. No, that's we're getting into teams with cap space get a lot of phone calls here. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shoot, we're up around the cap.
I can't judge a team on the hypothetical move that they may make by the time the video is out.
That's right.
Adam, I don't think that's what we're here for.
No. Yes, it is.
But you have a point here. Utah has the ability to weaponize their cap space. Yeah. Something that I want to bring up, there was such a huge change between the way the Coyotes operated and the way we'll operate, is $2.2 million. That is the amount of money that is bought out and or retained.
Wow.
There is no buried money. There is no LTIR money. It is this team.
No, Shea Weber.
Oh, is Shea Weber on this
team? Yeah.
Oh, wait.
So
where is that?
He may not be on there yet.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where at the
they add it later.
They keep him on in the defense score. Yeah.
Regardless of $9.9 million under the cap, which is a heck of a lot tighter than Coyotes fans were ever used to. We're $25 million under the cap.
And it's still so much.
It's so much money. And this is the thing. It's going to start accruing day one, and these guys are going to be able to take this at the trade deadline. You're going to have guys who are really smart, like Kyle Dubas, going, how do we double retain? How do we get, okay, well, you got to give us a prospect. You got to give us a pick or whatever. And I'm looking at the picks that Utah has here. They have 2 second-rounders next year. They've got 3 the next and 2 in the third round the following. This is a team that really and truly, they get 2 third-rounders next year. This is a team that's been really good at accumulating picks. I'm wondering now if they're going to start charging higher prices for that cap space, because there are going to be some teams that really need to make some moves. And how can they do what San Jose's done, which is, there's a problem, let's take advantage of your problem.
Exactly.
San Jose did that all offseason. I think Utah's got to be the next club to do it.
Well, and they have cap space because it's a smart thing to do, not because they're in financial peril.
Right.
So that allows them I'm not even saying that to be insulting. It's literally like, we got to pay this guy.
Yeah. And
I didn't know hockey players played for money.
Yeah.
And they would ship them out the door for peas and carrots. And now you get to charge a little bit more.
Of note, they signed Robert Bortuzzo on August 31st, so don't expect this team to get pushed around too much if he makes the lineup. 35 years old.
Dude.
Okay, so, gentlemen, seventh in the division last year, 13th in the conference. Utah stands currently at 88.5 on the over-under, which would be a 11-point improvement, depending upon over or under. Do you think you're over, or do you think you're under on that?
What's the number?
88.5. They had 77 points last year.
88.5.
By the way, the Minnesota Wild had 87 points last year, so that gives you an
Yeah.
idea of where the odds makers have them. The vibes are going to be immaculate.
So, I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to be very competitive. 88 is very high. I'm going under.
Okay. Where do you have them in the division?
Again, 7th, which sounds bad. They'll be in the 80s. They'll be in the 80s. They'll be competitive. They'll be worth watching.
Jesse.
It's funny because like we talk them up, and then you when the push comes to shove, and it's like put them in the division. You have them 7th and under.
The division's crazy. Like it's
It's
really,
a good division.
Right.
Who are they? Like they could finish ahead of Minnesota.
Yeah.
I just don't have them there yet.
Yeah. No, I'm very high on this team long term, and I'm so happy for the fans in Utah that they get a hockey team. But I'm gonna go with under, and I'm gonna put them in 8th in the division.
Behind the Blackhawks?
Yeah, I'll put them in 8th.
Whoa!
Whoa! One place below Steve. Like I don't. What is that? What is that reaction?
The Blackhawks had 52 points last year.
The Blackhawks have Connor Bedard.
I know, and they have a goalie now, Brossoit, but still.
They have Connor Bedard, Taylor Hall, Tyler Bertuzzi. Like it's not nobody on the Blackhawks anymore.
No, Utah would take Logan Cooley over Connor Bedard. Do you remember that from the beginning of last season?
Vaguely, not really.
Yeah,
Arizona said that.
I'm
They
glad
called
we
Logan
no longer
Cooley the
have
best
to see
prospect in the world.
Right.
But
That
no longer-
Press conference,
Yeah,
which he
yeah.
objectively was not.
Yeah,
No.
we don't have to see them say things.
So I'm going to say this. I think 88.5 is way too high. That's a lot of expectations to
Way
put on
too
this
high.
club. But I do think their goaltending is really, really strong. And I look at teams like the Minnesota Wild and I go, that they are, to me, the Wild are a big factor for where these guys finish because of the health issues. If Kaprizov has health problems,
Huge issue.
the Wild could have some issues. But basing it on him not, because that's how we're going to do this.
Yes.
You shouldn't project he's going to get injured.
I'm going to say they're finishing 7th as well.
right.
But I think they're going to get like 85 points.
Oh my God! I've won them one place off of you guys. You're reacting like
The Blackhawks going up like 30 points in the standings.
you're reacting like I put them in like first.
This
Like,
is
what?
wild. I can't wait to get the Blackhawks one. Utah HC, good luck. Welcome, Utah fans. We're thrilled to have you.